Sometimes things take a little bit longer than you think it's going to take. Well, most of the time. My name is Vander Puchert, and this is Finding Frequency. What is news? Whoa, what an intense day. I actually have a little bit of a headache after this session. We started at 8:30 this morning with some meetings, really setting things up, and it feels like I'm in a bit of a weird space at the moment because, as I mentioned before, I'm kind of in this pre-kickoff / setting a meeting up, setting a project up space, which is kind of always an awkward thing. It's always awkward. And I know there's a lot of people out there telling me, I've got a spreadsheet, I've got a process. It's always awkward because you have to bring two groups of people together and make them coordinate, make them work together, get them to work together, make sure that there's alignment. There's a lot of kind of intricacies in there. And I'm facing some uphill battle at the moment, partly due to the fact that I'm trying to kick off a project, or my client's trying to kick off a project in the time that Europe comes to a standstill. It's very strange for me because fundamentally, if I have to draw a parallel between South Africa and Europe, I would say South Africa slows down over, let's say, December. It's usually Christmas time. But nothing comes to a dead standstill. I've worked through December many a time, but I really feel, and even when I was at the firm here in Warsaw, that in Europe, it's really, really difficult to start a project, run a project over June, July, August. I had to learn this now the hard way. My previous experiences has pointed this out, but I haven't really had the opportunity to deal with this phenomenon because everybody's taking holiday. A lot of people are trying to wrap up projects. It's just a terrible time. It feels like winter is definitely more a time where people are focused. And it's a bit strange for me, though. I don't know if it's entirely a good thing because there's this kind of bottleneck of everybody doing everything at the same time. And for me, it feels like it makes more sense when you try and run your business 365 and not have these peaks, at least. I mean, from a customer perspective, you will have peaks, Christmas and holiday seasons, whatever. But especially when it comes to innovation and all these kind of things, you can't have dips. Also, on the flip side, I have a lot of empathy for the people I'm talking to because I'm adding workload to things that they're already doing. So it's very difficult to navigate that because I think we're still in a society, or especially organizations, where they're trying to really squeeze as much productivity out of people as possible. So when your productivity is sitting at 100%, doing another 20% is just murder. And I would argue that for a lot of people, especially in the corporate space and maybe like, let's say, mid-level positions, they're always doing 120%. And then adding even more to them is stressful. And then how do you expect someone to be innovative or creative in that space? Even if they're really excited to embark on a new project, it's really difficult. It's not that I'm all negative about it. It's just things that are kind of popping in my mind as I go through this experience. At the end of the day, I need to make decisions. We might have to postpone the project, which is always terrible from a consultancy perspective, or we're going to have to try and navigate this complexity. At the moment, we are trying to navigate the complexity, but we also have to be real about the potential output. Anyway, that was way too much about my business here. But on the flip side, what is extraordinary? Well, being able to kind of deal with this and have this conversation in the first place. You know, I'm still super blessed to be in the position that I am in. So I don't take that for granted at all. Something else I don't take for granted is the fact that I'm going for my second jab tomorrow. Vaccinations, nations. So tomorrow, second vaccine coming through. A little bit nervous. I hear rumors that the second one knocks you a little bit. But I'm not going to take it based on what people say. I will try and shape my own experience. I have been told that like old farts like me, it doesn't affect them. So let's see if I'm a youngster or old fart based on the output or the effect. Cool, and I'll leave it there and just want to say, as always, and I really do mean it, thanks for listening.